Hey everybody, time to start class. Sit up straight and tall. Start to feel more rather than less. Try to tell if you're heavier on one sitting bone or the other, if you're leaning one direction, right? And try to equalize it, but don't just try to equalize it at the source. Like if you're more on your left hip than your right, then try to put more awareness in your opposite leg, right? So you're just trying to like equalize just a little bit. Start to just let go, like allow the sensation of your body today, right? Whatever that is. Without trying to do yoga too much yet, just feel. You always want to start from a certain kind of baseline. And so the centering part of class is usually establishing your baseline or connection both to your interior and to your baseline, and so the calming down of the mind is important only because it helps you feel the interior or the baseline, right? So it's not just about calming your mind, it's about feeling something. And once you start connecting there, your mind starts to calm down, right? Try to open to the whole room. Two, while you put a little bit more attention in your sitting bones and your feet. So as you make that connection between your sitting bones and your feet, start to rise up through the front of your chest. Little tiny movement now, not a big one. Michael, straighten out your chin, yep. So now start to bring a little bit more effort. Feel your sitting bones press down through your inner heel. Lift up, lift the sternum, broaden across the collarbones. But do everything gently. Everything gently. Soften around the temples, the jaw, the inside of the mouth. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. But keep asserting through your body. Let go of your day. Prepare your mind to do yoga. Good, and then release. Take your sternum up towards your chin a little bit more actively and drop your chin over your sternum. I hope as you lift your sternum up and drop the chin, you start getting a sense of more awareness of the skin on the back body between the shoulder blades. Because that's on some level both broadening and dropping as the sternum lifts. So practice that enough subtly so you can maybe make it dynamic. So again, the shoulder blades are spreading a little bit, the skin is dropping on the back body as the front is lifting. Right? So it's a little, the combination of where it goes is important. Good, and then raise your head up with closed eyes. Open your eyes. So there's this really important line in Light on Yoga. No, it's in Tree of Life, Tree of Yoga, where, and I've said it many, many times before, you only need two things for a yoga pose. You need a sense of direction and a center of gravity. And very rarely, when you have a lot of pain, often what happens on this weird level is you end up going in only one direction. I don't mean just in movement. You kind of get lapped into the level of feeling the pain, right? Or the tightness or whatever it is. And part of realizing a sense of direction and how things can move in multiple directions at once has to do with your body and awareness. I just want to use Michael for an example for a second. So Michael, obviously he lives with CP, so he's tighter, right? And so it's so evident with Michael only because he's got, like with his elbow, he's got more tightness right here, right? Between his elbow and his forearm, his between his upper arm and his lower arm. And so one of the things I could try to work his arm straight because remember, so he's getting a pull, a constant pull, right? But I'm trying to give opposite directions. Like I'm lifting under his elbow and trying to lengthen his wrist. Just a little bit. I don't even care if his arm gets straight. So sit up a little bit, right? So all I'm trying to do is help. There's because this is so tight, there's a loss of direction through this joint, right? It can't go back and forth. And because his bicep is tight, this tendon is tight, it's like they're talking too loud, so he can't travel. But sit up again. So he can't travel through his joint as well. So, and one way I'm helping this is trying to lengthen the inside of his arm and give him support under the arm, right? So some version of this is true in everyone's body. So with Carol, I'm going to come around. Can I come around right here? I'm going to put my hand behind your back. So her head, her neck, my muscles maybe are weakening or whatever. But when I want to reestablish with Carol, just for a second to have her feel the class, I'm going to put my hand behind her back a little bit. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Right? And then, so I'm giving her forward, which is creating a length this way. And I want her to connect that to her head back. So where I'm putting my arm into her back, my hand into her back. Is that okay? A little too hard? Yeah, a little too hard, right? And then taking this back. So now there's a direction here and a direction up and a direction down, right? As opposed to just telling her to just straighten her head and go back. I'm trying to create multiple directions. Is that okay? Does that hurt again? I'm flexing my hand a little bit more behind her. So like this principle is part of what I want to try to make what happens in each class, in the class. So right now you can see what happens because she fell back into her chair. The directions between forward and up aren't as clear, right? So with Trish, I'm just going to push on the outside of your hip here, right? Because you tend to lean over onto this side. So I'm just going to push in here just for a second, right? And now I want you to lift your chest. Again, there's a loss of interacting directions because of the way gravity is. So all I'm doing here is trying to get her to have that reference right so her chest can lift better, right? That makes your toes curl, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's the idea that's going to run through the class and the poses we do, is because what we want to end up getting is the connection between lifting the chest and extending through the limbs, whatever position that may be, all right? So sit up straight and tall again. I try to adjust it, so press more weight, let Trish through your, yep. Surprisingly, and maybe put a block between Trish's ankles, right? A foam block, because we want to get the side-to-side thing, right? So with Michael here, without the block, although he's stretching out, right, his knees are going to want to go back together, which actually drops his chest, right? You saw what just happened with Michael? When this isn't as spread, his chest drops and he gets heavier, right? So you can help me put this back come around the front. So watch what happens again. So when the block goes in, what happens is this direction down his inner groin actually flows better, and that lightens his chest. So everyone's got versions of the same thing here going on. All right, so I want you to lift your chest. Does your wheelchair tip forward at all anymore? Are you worried about falling forward?
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel like you're falling forward, but if you could drop it down a little bit, or is that worrisome? That's good. All right. So what I want you to now lengthen between your pubis bone and your sternum, Michael. This is about to get really active and much harder. So we're trying to start simple, right? And I want you to feel where my hand was behind your back and lift your sternum, yep, and try to get that lifted. Keep lifting, yep. And now broaden across your shoulders, across your collarbones, right? But try to do it from the center of your chest. Good. Take a couple of breaths. So everyone's doing that. Michael, you got to sit back a little bit, right? You got to sit back a little bit. Trish, you got to sit forward a little bit. Bethany, you just need to sit better. I'm just teasing. Right? So again, extending down, grounding the feet, down at the inner heel, lift the sternum up. Now inhale and take your arms wide, whatever that's going to be. So we're going to give you support in a second. So Michael, use the support to straighten your head. Turn your chin straight down. Yep, there you go. As you get more spacious, ground you through your sitting bones and your legs. So Paula, help both arms. Now learn to lift the sternum more. Right? So you're getting this support, but you've got to lift your sternum. And straighten your head, Michael, and straighten your head, Trish, and all this stuff. And get bigger, but from a better base. And then inhale and follow the expansion. Exhale, make sure you're lifting your sternum on exhalation. Inhale. Exhale, but drop the shoulder blades down the back body. Now the help's going to go away, and you got to figure out how to hold up your arms, but don't go away with Carol, right? Now it's harder, right? Yeah, you got to still do it. You got to still do it. Without the help, ground the legs, lift the sternum, expand in all directions. Good. And then take your arms down. So now I want you to inhale and take your right arm up. So I'll mirror you. Take your right arm up. Yep. So that's fine. That's fine that both arms are going up. Then take one elbow down and your right arm up. One elbow down, Michael, and the other. So one to your side. Yeah, confusing, right? Now keep going in both. Now take the other hand down at your side and stretch it down. So you're a windmill. And lift your sternum. Lift your sternum. So now switch. Feel your legs the whole time, though. Right? Feel your legs the whole time. Make sure that feels okay on your arm, right? You good there? Now, and then switch. Other arm up, other arm down. Michael, keep looking towards me. Yeah. Keep looking towards me as it's switching. Good. And then inhale and exhale and switch. Good. Good, and then one more time. Switch. I lied about one more time. Switch. Switch. Oh no, now it's going to get really hard. Good, and then take your arms down. So now, just because we're like doing the equivalent of standing poses, but we're staying in the chair, right? I want, like, Trish, I want you to have, can you put one leg out straight? This is where I want the assistants to help. So now, take your arm down, your leg down, right? So now I want you to, this is good. It's going to seem like Twister or something. It's going to be really confusing. One arm up, one arm down. So your left arm up, right arm down. Yes. And take one leg out. And then the leg's going to go down, the arms are going to switch, and the other leg's going to go up. Right? And then the leg going to go back and forth. Don't fall backwards. And it's hard. We want you to actually good. So that's the idea. And now we're going to help it happen. Michael's going to need 2 people. Right? So now it's just crazy because if you think about standing poses, we're just going to keep moving on. So I do want like one arm to go up, one arm to go down, and I'm going to go like that. Right? Unless you can, do you need a third person or not? Okay. Again, we're just trying to sing. You got to work out the legs. So everyone, left arm up, right arm down, right leg out, all at one action. And then switch legs too. Yeah, this is, Michaels, look up. I don't care how much your arms move. I want you to get the coordination between the 3 points. And then inhale, and then exhale, and switch. Other leg goes up. Got to look up, Michael. It's so hard. I know this is so hard. It's hard for everyone. It's kind of like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time, right? And then inhale, be in that position for a second, and switch. Switch. Down. So your right arm down, Trish, left arm up, and switch legs. We're going back and forth. We're going back and forth. Right? Switch. Now we got to do some yoga. Okay? Switch. Switch. Coordinating the different parts of your body. Yep. Good. And then take a break. So now, in a second, you're gonna do it again. I'm not gonna instruct it faster, but I'm gonna sneak around, and to each person, I'm gonna like put my hand on their back and have the back come forward a little bit. Right? Because Bethany, will you have us sit here for a second? So if Bethany's doing this, now she knows right away to sit. So let's watch Bethany struggle with what I just asked you guys to do is really hard. Take your left arm up, right arm down, right leg up. Right? This is hard for any brain, right? And then switch. Well, what? That's way behind. Do it at the same time, right? There you go. Switch. I mean, this is hard. This is like complicated yoga poses, okay? And then, but now watch what happens though. She knows to sit on her sitting bone. Slide back in the chair. Now, so even farther. This is what you're having to struggle with because you can't sit up as straight. So now watch when she sits like this when she tries to do it. Look how less dynamic it is. Like back and switch it around, right? So what I'm trying to introduce, right, with Carol is to go, okay, if you're leaning back in your chair, scoot forward a little bit. Come on, not that much, right? I'm going to have her do the same thing, but I'm going to keep her centered right there, right? And I want her to like have this be a function of her spine, right? Right? More so. Which again, by contrast, watch when she sits back in the chair and does it without that. The movements are the same, but the dynamicism is different. Yeah, totally different. And it's more strain on the muscles. So what we're trying to do, so what I'm trying to say when I connected to the earlier part of the class, here, when she does it, she lacks direction. Even though it's not about the physical direction. She's behind the balance point, and so everything's having to be more forced. Here, so do it a couple times there, right? You can see it's not going through her torso. Here, when I help her there, right, the whole thing can get more direction and more fluid, right? So I don't care how much, and then release, I don't care how much your arms get all the way up. I want you to get, Michael, the relationship between your spine coming forward and the arm going up and the arm going, everything getting all with your spine more in the pose. All right. Same with you, same deal, right? All right. Let's give it a try. And I want you to know, and you saw how much Bethany struggled to do it, right? This is not easy. In fact, I doubt I can do it. All right, well, I can do it, but you can't see my leg go up, can you? Right? I got to do it without my leg going up. All right, give it a try. So inhale, right arm up, left arm down, left leg up. Other leg, arm down, arm down. Don't have your arm on, yep. Leg up. Now push gently forward on the spine. I'm going to come and help Carol here for a second, just with a little bit of touch. I don't want it to hurt. I just want you to feel the direction. Is that okay? Right? Like that. And then inhale and exhale and switch. Is this okay? Inhale and exhale, switch. So I'm going to see when you drop, when I do a little bit of reference. There you go. Look how your eyes go up. This is good, right? And then switch. There's the drop. Here's the rise. Good. And then exhale and then inhale and switch. Make the breath long enough where it can go with the lift. There you go. And then exhale and switch. And then inhale and lift up the leg. There you go. Is that okay on your back? Good. And then, so we're switching back and forth. Go back a few times. I want to see. Yeah, sure. Michael, and I'm coming to get you, Michael.
You're not confused. You're starting on the right side. This is
Yep,
right.
yep.
Right here.
Inhale, and then on an exhalation, start to switch. And then inhale as the other leg is lifting up. Yep. And then exhale down, inhale up, and rise everything up. And then exhale down, inhale as things rise up.
You got it.
There's nothing easy about this. Okay? And then release. Okay? So now we're going to just take some time. We're going to do it again. I'm going to Michael, try to lean back a little bit. Okay? So we're going to go, and I don't even care how much his arms go up. I want one to feel down, feel up. Right? That's it. Like that. As long as one's going down, one's going up. Switch to go do the other arm up, other arm down, right? Take your head back. Right? So we're just, take that arm up a little bit more. Now we're just going to switch. So I'm just showing Michael his arms change now. Right? And then, because of all the bodies in the room, this is the youngest, strongest, and most difficult for him to move. Arm up, arm down. So we're watching to learn something about what he has to do. Switched, arm down, arm up. We're not even worrying about the legs yet. Arm up. That arm has a harder time going up, right? Mm-hmm. And then switch. And then switch. And then switch. And then switch. Getting tired yet? Yeah. So now it's going to get worse for Michael, unfortunately. Good thing he's young. I'm going to help the same way, but at the same time, I'm going to push into his spine. I want you to watch, right? So this arm's going to go up, the other one's going to go down. Lean back. Mm-hmm. Stay into my hand like that. And then we're going to switch. Keep your head straight. Then we're going to switch. Keep your head straight. Back, your head back towards me. There you go. And then we're going to switch. So you're adding in the legs now, even if you just pull on one, Bethany. And then switch. Stay back, Michael. You see them start to open? Here, the same thing's happening to you. Trish, the same thing's happening to you. But look how the dynamic energy, it's not about the arm movements, it's about keeping the spine lifted. Because watch what happens when he falls back and tries to do it without the support. Look how the contractures get worse. How one arm has a harder time going up, right? So the connection between this and this, and then switch. Take your head back. Switch. Switch. Getting tired yet, Michael? Yeah. I don't care. All right. So while Michael takes a break, everyone else does it. I'm getting hot just being next to Michael. Inhale up. Feel that place on your, there you go. Right there. And then switch the movement. And then all at once if you can. Try to get them all at the same time. It's crazy hard. Good, and then everyone take a break. Have a seat in the center. Lean forward for a second. Maybe put your hands on your thighs or your forearms on your thighs and just like ground for a second. Because then we're really going to make it hard, and then Trish is going to have to demonstrate. Okay? So the next layer of it, same idea, and the breath is like going, but the same, what I want, and this is going to be kind of weird. I'm going to show it on both Trish and maybe with Carol. Okay, so Paula, you're going to help back here. Right, so you're going to inhale, right, there it is, right? And then she's going to switch, so she's got the rhythm. Now what I want her to do is as she does this and keeps switching back and forth, you're getting good at this, Trish. Now I want you to do the next step, which is extend beyond your limbs. So give me your foot, arm up, that arm up, this arm out. Now go beyond your hands, beyond your limb. Mm-hmm. And now switch and go to the ceiling, to the floor, out through the foot, and stretch beyond where your limb is. There you go. Stretch beyond where your limb is. Press out through the heel more, through the fingertips more. And then switch. Ground, lift up. Other leg. No, it's good. This is freaking hard, right? Now go beyond your limbs. Go beyond your fingertips, beyond your sitting bone, beyond the top of your head. So you start what? So Bethany, the chair's gone. So this is what I mean, and I want you to see what I mean. So if Bethany, what I want Bethany to do is as she's starting going through the rhythm, I want her to like enter and go through the whole, there she goes with her spine through the whole room. And then down, and then up, and again now through the whole room. Notice that's going to move her spine, right? When she extends beyond her limbs, she's going to start getting like it's more like a pulsing breath, right? And it's switch. So I don't mean like literally just try to go beyond your limbs. That's great. You feel it feels different, right? Yeah, so it helps your inhalation more and your exhalation as your spine starts to move, right? So you understand, Carol, this whole class is for your spine, right? Yeah, this is part of the intent, right? But it's good for everybody. All right, so now this is going to get, so Bethany, come over here, right? So Michael, this is like really freaking hard, okay? So one arm up, one arm down, one leg out. Even if Bethany just pulls on it, doesn't even matter if the foot goes out. I want you to get the now and then. So that's your spine having to go in a whole bunch of directions at once, right? And then you're going to switch. She's just going to pull out on your knee, pull up with the arm. Now lift your sternum. I'm asking you to do stuff. Keep going. And then switch. Now I want you to extend this time a couple times through. Switch it up and go reach beyond, like you can touch the sky with your elbows or your fingertips, and you can go down through the floor like 3 stories, and then switch. Come on. There you go. Good, and then switch. See, Michael's spine Michael, you don't get to go through your arms and legs at the same time that often. This is good. Switch. Go beyond. Fill the whole freaking room. Then go beyond. Switch it up. Trish, you're getting this. Right? Go beyond. Legs up now. What this crazy adaptation? This is like good. Switch. Go beyond. All right. Gosh dang. I'm confused. Right? All right. So now I want everyone to have 2 more chairs, one's on each side of everybody. So Trish has got a chair on the left, chair on the right. So does Carol. Just one on each side. Does this arm ever want to go off to the side, or does that hurt too much if it goes down over here?
Loosened up so it isn't too bad right now.
And then can we get it to where it can grab the back of the chair at all? Does that hurt too much? Don't let it.
No.
Is that good? Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to have Trish do this. So now we're just going to, instead of having to be all in a straight line, straight out, right over, now we're going to go lateral and do all the same, right? And stretch out, try to straighten out that leg a little bit. So we're going to unbelt. We got to unbelt Trish here. So Michael, I want you to try to go over sideways a little bit, but don't go taking a tumble, right? Use your hand on the chair. Hold yourself up as much as you can. So we're going to have you go lateral and open, right? And now take your knees apart for Michael. Try to take your knees apart. You feel how that made your arm tense? Yeah? So we're going, take your leg and, you okay? So, okay, gotcha. So you have to have your legs straight out. Trish, you can just put it off to the side a little bit. Onto the ground. Yep. So you can just put it onto the ground. Or onto a block. I just wanted to have one leg more off to the side.
Oh, I see like that.
Yep. There you go. But you're coming over this way, but you're extending your back arm that way, back that way, not over your head, out to the side as you lean over. Come on down farther. Don't fall, though. No falling in this class, right? It's what it's trying to be. Now, extend your spine, lengthen it, and have it fill through your arms, right? Have it fill through your arms. So just pull on his back knee, Bethany, long, so he gets more input that way. Breathe. And now you're going to come back to center. You're going to be in the center. And then you're going to try to go the other way.
Whoa.
Dude, if you fall, I blame you, not me. No. Here. You try to put your hand on the chair. Can you just grab the side of the chair right there with your... Got that? And I'm going to pull you back up. Yep. Head straight ahead. There you go. Feel how easier that gets? See how there's, when you go down like that, see how there's nowhere to go? Now your spine rolls open. The legs start to move. Look up. Don't bump your mom in the head. Right? Open up. Now take your head back and go through all of your limbs. Yep, all of them. Take your head back a little bit. Breathe. Good, and then come back to center for a second. So what I'm going to want to do is show something with Trish and and I want you to watch over here, Michael, and the assistants to watch too, about trying to make it be more dynamic. Because again, what we're trying to get is ultimately, and if you think about it, it's already happening. Your spinal cord and your heart are near the center, and it's moving energy out to the full system, right? What we're trying to do is to make sure that your actions are following that, right? So let's do what you just did. What you were doing behind, go ahead and do. And I'm going to actually now... Yeah. Now the arm's up, and now I'm going to actually take this arm and try to lengthen it, right? Now lengthen, now lift your sternum. There you go. You feel that? That, and take the back, stretch the back leg out a little bit, the left leg out a little bit. There you go. We're going to try it again. We're going to make it go from here to more dynamic, from inside out. Ready? Open up, extend, open. You okay? Lengthen. There you go. That's more like Trikonasana, and then come back, right? So, and I was doing the same with Michael too, but it's when you realize, Amy, will you do Trikonasana right here? Don't have such, that camera, right? So, I'm going to yeah. So, basically, all I'm trying to get you to do, if I want to mess up Amy's pose, I go like this to her, right? If I want to open it up, I go like that. Because really what's happened in Trikonasana, it looks like it's about the arms and the legs, and then she opens up, it's about the spine opening and going right through the limbs. And then come on up. If you need to do the other side, go ahead. Right? So that's now what that simple action, there's nothing simple about that action, right? It's incredibly difficult. All right, Michael, everyone's going to do it again, including Michael. Other side, I guess, whatever that means. Which is the other side? I'm lost. Well, then do the first side again. So, Michael, what we want you to do is separate your spine from that arm that wants to bend and follow the spine. You're thinking about the contraction is making his arm follow his spine, right? And so we're trying to separate the arm from the spine, right? So you push down with the down arm. Raise this elbow up. Lengthen your spine now. From your tail, from your sitting bones to the top of your head. Keep opening through the chest. Go out through the elbows. There you go. Now through your legs. Trikonasana, Michael. This is what Trikonasana is from the inside. Good. And then release. Remember, it's going to help you to go beyond your arms and beyond into more space, right? So then whatever you need to do to balance out, right? Yeah, out a little bit. And then I'm going to give you extra input and pull out. That'd be the back leg. Is that hurt? Are you okay? That'd be the back leg. You remember Amy's back leg? That's the back leg. Now lift your chest and open and extend. There you go. Inhale, fill the vessel. Exhale, extend. There you go. Exhale, extend. Nice. And then release. You got the other side to do?
We did the other side.
You did? Yeah, because I got to pull on the back leg. You think you're taking a break here? Yeah. Whatever, right? It's only because you're not the youngest in the room. Michael gets no breaks. Lift the sternum. There you go. Feel the whole pose, how big it gets from your spine to the room. Good, and then release. So how are you feeling, Michael? I want a different answer. If you couldn't use tired, what word would you use? And don't say worn out. You're okay? All right, Trish, and then come back to center. What word would you use right now to describe how this feels or what you're feeling after you're done? Grounded? Carol? Energized. Which those two are really related. And when you really move, and so Michael, like it's really hard. Like the way you contract, you're not able to get from the spine out through each limb. Like 3 at a time, 4 at a time, right? And so it's like draining on some level, right? But can you feel the fatigue kind of feels good? Yeah. So sit up straight and tall again. Put your hands here. Lift the chest. Move that leg in a little bit. No, the other leg, yeah. Even if you have to use your hand, use your leg. Yeah. Pull it in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Hit that. Yeah, keep the other heel down. Yep. I'll lift the sternum and right. Yep. Don't let that leg go out. Lift the sternum while keeping that leg in. Yeah. And just take a couple of breaths. Straighten your head out, Michael. Drop your chin. Yep. Now lift under your collarbones instead of lifting your chin. Lift under your collarbones instead of lifting your chin. Good. And then release. So now we want to do whatever version of dog pose is going to happen. So from a seated position. So Michael. I don't know if this is going to work. Get it as close in as you can. So we're going to keep you kind of safe. Safe. I want you to try to lean forward and get the chair. Let's actually turn the chair around. So I just want to get his arms extended. Whoops, sorry, Bethany. Okay. Your arms extended to whatever degree they can be. So are you going to be able to do that and hold this chair? Can we get a sandbag on this chair?
I can do this.
Yeah, just like that. There you go. So, right, so I want his arms extended a little, right? It's not so much that he holds.
got it.
You got it now, right? So I'm going. See, like I just go under his arm a little bit, right, and I help him with the contracture, just a little bit, right? So now I'm going to go behind him, Julie. So if you can see what I was doing with his arms, like I was like pushing him with my bone up under his upper arms a little bit. And so I'm going to try to make it in. Don't take your chin down. Take it up a little bit. I'm pushing it on his back. So you're trying to go up under each arm, if you can, Julie. So we're just making this dog pose more about his back than about getting his arms extended. Keep your sitting bones down, Michael. Hit your sitting bones down into the seat of the chair. Now broaden across your collarbones. There's dog pose. Starts to happen right there. And then release. So help him here, but don't hold up his arms. So I want, Carol, can you come forward a little bit? If people hold you up, so we want you to lean forward some. And Amy, you know what to do. Just kind of put the chair in front of her. So I want you to, so you make sure the chair doesn't go on or anywhere on her, suppose. So, and then I want you to come forward and put your wrists on the chair. But extend through your fingers. Yep. Now keep that leg in, if you can. There you go. Keep that awareness. And then I'm going to push on your back a little bit, Trish, to try to get you some of the length in your spine. That would be more like dog pose. So now, Michael, extend from your shoulder out through the bottom of each elbow. Right? There you go. Trish, move your head over to the left. There you go. So we're trying to get the spine to actually lengthen. So I'm going to come and help Carol there for a second. You felt that, what that felt like, right? So I'll do behind her like that, and as you pull her forward, Amy. I'm just going to show you what to do a little bit more. So it's easier if you get a little bit more. Like I'm using my knuckles, so as Amy pulls forward. Is that okay, Carol? Tell me if this starts to hurt too much. You okay? And so I'm like using lever here and lever here, and just like as Amy pulls, I'm just going into her body. But instead of being so hard on me, I'm using this as a lever. I'm using my own bone, right, to use the back of my hand. This is good, but now spread your palms. Have a party. Yeah, I think she can. Feels good, right, Trish? Yeah. This is a good time to breathe. How you doing, Michael?
Good.
Besides giggling over here. And then slowly release. Sit. You okay?
Yep.
Okay. Again, back to center. Does center feel different at all? Take your chin up a little bit. That space right in there, Michael, is your friend. I know you feel a little bit more off balance, right? And a little less in control. But unfortunately, part of a yoga practice, is that okay? Am I making any spasms? Yeah. Keep this open, right? Part of a yoga practice is getting more comfortable with what you can't control. Take your chin down. All this is making Michael spasm. Having him keep this space open, right? Take your head back. There you go. Keep this in your legs. No, you went back. It makes sense. You're going for control again. But I want you to keep this open and the chin slightly down. Try to find where your legs are. There you go. 10 seconds, hold it just like that. Don't move your head. Just like that. Know where your legs are. Hear your head starting to move, right? Nope. Keep your head down. Not down, but straight ahead. Everybody has trouble opening there. Right? So as you sit here for a second, how do you open that space? Well, you broaden across your collar, behind your rib, your shoulder blades. You lift your sternum. There you go, Michael, right there. So now, I sense, did you hope you learned right there? What? Okay. All right. It's a lot of yoga for Michael right there. It's not all about keep this spot open, drop your chin, lengthen the back of your neck, feel your legs more. Really hard yoga pose. Really hard yoga pose. Really hard yoga pose to actually stay open here and grounded. All right, so now we're going to set up for Shavasana. So, Trish, if you want to get down on the ground, you can. You can also do it in your chair. Put a bolster over the front top of the lap. So you said 5 minutes, right? Yeah. So, even Shavasana goes in multiple directions. So, you stretch out your legs straight. So, Amy, will you come here for a second? Can you come here for a second? So, Michael, dang it, can you sit back up for a second? I want you to see something. Sorry about all that. That was a bad teacher move. But so, what I'd like you to do, Amy, is pull out on each heel. She's going to make this feel better, right? So pull out on each heel. So remember, even Shavasana goes in multiple directions, okay? So she's making that length, that kind of space in the hips and in the abdomen, which feels good. And then you're going to set it down. Then you're going to step over and press down on her shoulders. So that classic. So she's going to step in. She's going to do it from above, okay? So what I want Trish to get is that you're spreading on the floor in order to take in the nourishment of the floor. Like you're not just holding rigid, you're opening and allowing. So there's a opening, a lengthening, and then the earth starts coming in even better. So Bethany's going to pull on your shoulder, kind of broaden her shoulders, and I'm going to just show you, Carol, where your legs are and lengthen them a little bit, right? Like that. See how that, and the shoulders open, kind of hit back a little bit, right? Can you feel my hands pulling on you? There's an every direction to Shavasana, right? That's the expanse is what you're trying to nourish in Shavasana, right? The openness. All right, so once you got a hint of the openness, right? And then assistants, when we're done setting people up, I would lay on the ground and do the same thing. So I again have to thank you, the students and the assistants, for me. I come into this class every once in a while, and I appreciate you let me teach it. So now you just got to let go. Know that even nourishment goes in multiple directions. Nourishment and expansion. So pick a point on the inner edge of each shoulder blade, back of each upper arm, each elbow. All of those 6 points go into the floor. Let the relief cascade down through your wrists. Feel the back side of your body. Surrender to the floor. And then the front side of the body settle into the back body. Soften around the temples, the jaw, the inside of the mouth. And let the world hold up everything. Let the floor hold up everything. Feel your breath. Don't change it. Thank your body. Thank it again. Start to bring yourself back. Slightly deeper inhalation. Slightly longer exhalation. When you're ready, bend from the elbows and place your hands lightly on your rib cage or abdomen. Boundary again. Around the relief. Keep the relief with you as you gradually open your eyes. Then close them again. And then, so now you know what the light's going to be like. Bring the relief with you and open your eyes. When you're ready, and if you can, bring your hands together into prayer. Namaste. Spirit in me bows the spirit in you. All right, those of you that can relatively easily, bend the left leg, push off, roll over to your right side. Put your right arm under your right ear. Push off with your left hand and gradually sit up. All right. Another one bites the dust. Another class gone. All right. Have a good rest of the weekend. Hey, I'm back. If you liked what you saw, there's more coming. To keep up with new releases, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on your notifications.